Uvalde Radio rocks. I'm Robert Miguel. Good morning, Uvalde. I've got a big treat for you today. We're going to be talking to Bret Michaels, the lead vocalist of multi-platinum legendary rock band Poison. Of course, he does have a fantastic solo band as well, and they're coming to the area, San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo on Friday, February 17th at the AT&T Center. You can get your tickets now at sarodeo.com, and Bret's got a brand new song. We're going to play some of his great solo hits and debut the brand new track called Back in the Day. Right now, let's do one while we wait for his call, the app song. This is Uvalde Radio Rocks with Bret Michaels.
Kick it, kick it. Now my girlfriend's all about the cyber age. She just got tagged on her best friend's page by some woman she don't even know. Said my girlfriend was dressed like a hoe. Don't wait a minute, baby, just forget it. Don't let yourself get caught up in it. I know a good way to ease your tension. Plug that thing and let's get reconnected. Walk on the beach, then take a drive down an old back road on a moonlit night with someone who's real, and that's a fact. Stop tweeting about this and texting about that. Your mood swaying with your Facebook status. Girl, you know I always got your back. No, they don't make an app. Baby, they don't make an app for that. Now my best friend's going through a dating phase. Said he met a girl on his Facebook page. Her profile picture stopped him in his tracks. Whoop! Turned out she didn't look much like that. I looked at him and I kinda grinned. Said, hey buddy, you remember when we talked to a girl face to face? Got the real numbers and knew the real name. We're taking barbecuing on the 4th of July, shooting bottle rockets by the riverside, watching them fireworks along the railroad tracks. Now you're always tweeting about this and texting about that, updating your Facebook status about a best friend that's always had your back. No, they don't make an app, buddy, they don't make an app for that. Nothing against his techno age. In fact, I've got a smartphone, Twitter, and Facebook page. But no matter what, I know they can't replace. Sometimes we walk on the beach, then take a drive down an old back road on a moonlit night. You know my love is real, and that's a fact. Stop texting about this and tweeting about that. Your mood swaying with your Facebook status. Girl, you know I always got your back. No, they don't make an app for that. Taking barbecuing on the 4th of July, shooting bottle rockets by the riverside, watching them fireworks along the railroad tracks. Now you're always tweeting about this and texting about that, always updating that Facebook status about a best friend that's always had your back. No, they don't make an app. No, they don't make an app. Trust me, they don't make an app for that.
Well, at least not yet anyway, Bret.
Studio.
Hey, Robert, it's Bret Michaels.
Bret Michaels, what's up, buddy?
I'm doing awesome, brother. I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
I am great. It is great of you to check in, man. This is exciting stuff, man. Hey, we are on the air now, and let's get on this, man, because we just played your app song. Great, fun song. Looking forward to having you back in the San Antonio area here soon at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. But before we go anywhere, man, I got to say again, thank you so much for your generosity, hospitality, your heart, your compassion, for inviting the families of the victims of the Rob shooting to your big show, stadium tour, man, in San Antonio. Wow.
It was, first of all, it was my honor. And I just want to say this. I continued, we're now family, all of us, right? And I said, it was such, first of all, the everyone that was there was incredible. They all had a great time. We took care of a lot of great people. You helped us with that, and that show that night, I just want to tell you, that was a great celebration. Being able to come out there, and I told everybody I can't stop smiling tonight. It's just, we're going to make this a good night of good music, and that's exactly what I promised everybody that night. We were coming back. I didn't know the exact date yet when we were going to be back, but I knew we were coming back to the San Antonio Rodeo, and now it's Friday, February 17th, and I'm bringing the party they felt with Poison that night is exactly what I'm bringing, along with the new solo music and just a night of good music and good times.
Well, again, thank you so much on behalf of everybody in Uvalde. It was just such a beautiful gesture. And those families just rocked out and got to escape their problems for a few hours. And not only enjoying the great music of Poison, but Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Joan Jett. I had the honor of going to see you guys in Arlington, and that show was fantastic. Let's go ahead and talk about the stadium tour, man. Give me the wrap-up. Give me all the highlights, the lowlights, whatever there is to talk about that massive comeback rock tour. I mean, some headliners all in one. I mean, it was fantastic.
Thank you. And again, you got to remember, when you're an artist, I just look at it that, look, we've all been through a tough couple years with everything going on. And then, again, what the families were going through, and I wanted to make that a celebration of fans, bands, and music. There was listen, on that stadium tour for me, I was out there throwing baseball and football in every stadium. I would get to go out and sound check. I get to meet great people. I took a moment to even when we were in the building or going to the stage, shaking all the hands of the local crew, our crew, and just thanking them, because it takes a village to make it rock. But to walk on that stage the minute it was go, and they let us come out there and just let us cut. As you know, with me, I just play live, raw, real music. And we just came out there and let it rip. And the only bad moment I had on that entire tour is when I got real sick in just before the Nashville show, and I had all my family and friends were coming in, and it was crazy. So we made up for it. They all came to San Antonio and to Dallas and Houston, but I got sick in Nashville, and it's the only show I missed. But being a diabetic, occasionally that's just, once in a while, it's going to happen, because I'm 1,000% guy. I give 1,000% out there, leave it all up on the stage, and once in a while you just, it just can catch up with you. But that was it. Other than that, that energy and that incredible feeling of the stadium tour is what I'm bringing when we come back on Friday the 7th. Or I believe it's Friday the 17th of February. Yeah. And that show is going to be awesome. And again, you and me are going to work with all the families, and I'm even going to take it up a notch there. We're going to, if they would like to celebrate with us, it's on me. I'm working with the promoter, and we will take great care of them.
Wow, fantastic. Now, getting back to the stadium tour, I mean, give me some highlights. I mean, I know that you've done world tours, national tours so many times, and I'm sure that just a couple of things stick out every time you kind of make that trek, whether it's just a connection and outside of the, meeting of the family of the rob victims. Any interesting stories maybe that from that particular tour that you'll probably take for the rest of your life?
Yeah, well, I can tell you, Mike, probably the best story is my first day showing up, right? So I show up and we're playing Atlanta at the stadium, and I literally, so we have the tour bus. We got the Prevost bus. Then I call it the family truckster. I bring along my 23-footer so I could park right under the stadium. And I parked up, and I'm going to tell you, I came in about 2 days early. I could not. I'm telling you, we had a great time. We partied. I stayed right by the stage, literally drove up by the stage so that I could get every minute that I could, right, to enjoy the stadium. And then that night we threw a great party. The next day I flew to do a show. It was Eric Church and myself and do Barefoot Country in Wildwood. Came back to Miami. And that's when I was dragging the fans up on stage to sing people. And it's when you sing moments, I tried to make every day a great moment. And the highlights were just continuously getting to hang with people, party. And for me, my hometown of Pittsburgh and Hershey, Pennsylvania, in the Philly area, it was insane. It was, again, I know that sounds like it's, that you're saying, well, those are a lot of places.
Yeah.
That's, like I said, I'm 1,000%er. I tried to make each day and each show incredible, but what mattered most was laying it all out there for the fans on stage. And again, I look at rock and roll and great country music and great songs as just a continuous universal language that's meant to unite us, not divide us, and that's what the tour was felt like.
Well, I can definitely attest to that. You were kind enough, you and your people arranged for me and my family and friends to do a little meet and greet with you guys, and your people were just on it, and so there was just so much attention to detail, and just they were just so hospitable. And then, of course, when we got to meet you, you allowed us to watch the show, the entire Poison set from the side stage. That was something that my 16-year-old daughter was absolutely blown away, and a memory she'll always cherish for the rest of her life. And just to know that you treat everybody with that, every place you go with that same level of respect and just hospitality, it's mind-blowing after all these years, Bret. So thank you again so much.
First of all, thank you for noticing. That was a great night, by the way. Your family up there having a great time in the side of the stage, and you get to see a little of the crazy that goes on, trying to get the guitar, checking my blood sugar. Then I'm running down that path to run out to that. Every night my legs are like, I feel like I'm going on to play football. Like I get my legs going, then I run out to the front of that 800-foot thrust, and it's party on. It's
a big space to cover, and you guys are running around. And shout out to the other three guys, Ricky and CC and Bobby, because they're all giving it 110%, just like you. So it was a fantastic show and a fantastic tour. But hey, let's go and get back into the solo stuff, Bret. You just released a brand new song, and I'm gonna kind of create a little bit of anticipation here because I'm gonna make the listeners wait just a little bit. We've got it in rotation already, but just because I think the song means so much, and it is some of your solo material, and I think it really resonates again with what the experience that Uvalde has gone through. The song is just so much about resilience. I want to do that Unbroken song, and then we'll come back and we'll talk all about the brand new material and the brand new tour and all that good stuff, okay?
That sounds awesome.
So y'all check it out. This is Bret Michaels with Unbroken, and this is Uvalde Radio Rocks.
Sometimes I feel like I'm falling apart, choking back the pain that's in my heart. Your words like weapons, like a knife in my back. I may be scarred, but I won't crack. On broken wings I shall fly, and from these ashes I shall rise. Unbroken is the fight inside of me. Unspoken is my faith to believe. I've been knocked down, but I'm not out. I've been to the bottom, but have no doubt. I face the pain like a moth drawn to the flame. I shall remain unbroken. Sometimes I feel like I'm barely hanging on. I'm not joking when I say sometimes it gets dark and lonely and the nights get long. And I may scar, but I won't crack. And if you push, I will push back. On broken wings I shall fly, and from these ashes I shall rise. Unbroken is the fight inside of me. Unspoken is my faith to believe. I've been knocked down, but I'm not out. I've been to the bottom, but have no doubt. I face the pain like a moth drawn to the flame. I shall remain unbroken. Unbroken. ashes and glory. On broken wings, I've learned to fly. And from the ashes, I shall rise. Unbroken is the fight inside of me. Unspoken is my faith to believe. I've been knocked down, but I'm not out. I've been to the bottom, but have no doubt. I face the pain like a moth drawn to the flame. I shall remain unbroken. Is the fight inside of me. Unspoken is my reason to believe. This is not my last song. I will stand and carry on. I face the pain like a moth drawn to the flame. I shall remain unbroken.
Uvalde Radio rocks, Unbroken. That's Bret Michaels. I've got him on the phone here. He's coming to San Antonio on Friday, February 17th. San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. Get your tickets at sarodeo.com. Keep it on Uvalde Radio rocks for more information about the show. And, man, Bret, we've got Bret on the phone. So, Bret, welcome back.
Hey, thank you very much, man. And again, I wasn't going anywhere. I'm hanging with you, having a great time. And again, Unbroken, I wrote that with my youngest daughter, Georgia Blue. I have two, I've been blessed with two amazing daughters, and Rain Elizabeth's now a sports broadcaster with ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Wow, cool.
And she's doing amazing. And then my youngest daughter is a musician and an artist, and she wrote Unbroken with me. We were both going through just a tough moment in our life. It happens, and I said, you know what we do? Music brings people together. It heals. Let's write this song Unbroken about this unbroken fighting spirit to move forward. And I hope the listeners enjoyed it. And that's, for me, again, I say this, that's what I said. I'm giving this certain amount of time to be here, and I'm going to fill it with every bit of awesomeness that I can, even through the tough times. And so as we're always writing new material, I just encourage fans to check out you and to check out BretMichaels.com, check out all the videos and songs, and especially the brand new material.
Now, you do have a brand new song that's out on radio airwaves now, on video and streaming and whatnot. We're going to get into that in just a few, but you did mention your daughter being a sportscaster. I think this is a good time to bring this up because you're kind of involved. You're a sports guy yourself. I know you've got a track on Good Morning Football, and you got some big Super Bowl plans. Go ahead and outline some of that stuff for us real quick.
Absolutely. So I'm I laugh at myself. I'm like the ultimate rock and jock, right? I love my music, and I love my sports, and that's all kind of sports. I just love, football, baseball, motocross, supercross, BMX. I got a BMX track. Love my NASCAR, go-kart. But let me just say this, basketball, all of it, it's kept me mentally, let me say this right, mentally, spiritually youthful. And physically, it's just good for anybody, but as a diabetic. And that's not just watching it, participating it. And my oldest daughter, Rain Elizabeth, is now one of the most insane, crazy, awesome sports. I love lacrosse, so she's working with the National Lacrosse League, the NLL, and she works with the San Diego Seals and does other broadcasts for ESPN. And then Good Morning Football, I'm a big fan of the show, so we wrote a song for all sports called Get Your Game On. And then another one for Supercross is their theme song called Get Your Ride On. I wrote that. And again, I say this to people, you got to find what works for you, or I say find your beach, whatever that is. For me, it's mixing music and sports together is awesome.
Fantastic stuff. And again, I think you had some Super Bowl stuff going on with Sirius XM. You're going to be doing some interviewing and some press out there. Are you going to the Super Bowl? Are you going to be watching it?
I'm going to be there for the Super Bowl, and I've got so many friends there, and it's in Phoenix, Arizona, Glendale technically, but we're going to be out there in Arizona, and we have a beautiful ranch there, so it's going to be great. I know everyone at the stadium. We had a great stadium show there, and we're going to be there with the NFL and Sirius XM, and just getting a chance to not only be interviewed, but to talk to to all the other athletes, the sportscasters, and everybody, and just make it great. Rich Eisen and I are friends, and we're going to hopefully be able to do some great stuff together. And again, just enjoy the game and the fact that after the last few years, it's just nice to be able to get back out and live life again.
Now, speaking of TV appearances and whatnot, I'm hearing that you're going to be in an upcoming episode of Impractical Jokers along with Paul Rudd. And I got to say, man, I'm a Paul Rudd fan, and I didn't used to be. I always thought he was kind of banal, kind of, I guess, white bread. But over the years, I've become such a huge fan of his. Are you guys buddies? What was it like working with him? Or give us a little preview as to how that's going to look.
So we're getting ready to do the Impractical Jokers, and I want to say this I'm a fan of Paul Rudd myself. So I like the movies, I like the humor. In his interviews, he always seems down to earth. Yeah. And when I got to meet him, he came up to do Impractical Jokers just to say hello. And the next thing you know, we were supposed to do like 10 minutes of funny part together. I was shooting out for I was going to be there for the day, filming for the day. And Paul and us ended up staying there with the Jokers, who are like my brothers. These guys are like my brothers. And we had the best day. It was like 8 to 10 hours of just nothing but laughing, cracking jokes. And I want to stand up and say he is one of the, if you like him as an actor, it goes up a whole other notch when you meet him as a human being. And when you meet someone, you can love what they do. And if they're super incredible as a human being to you, it takes it up further.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've had situations go both ways where they might have been nice to me, but not so nice to the people around me. And it I don't like seeing that. And I want to say this with Paul Rudd. I want to go on record. Nicest guy in the world. Him, Eric Stonestreet, the Jokers, just good people.
Now, I think some of your fans might be interested in this next question, because back in the day, you had a partnership with Charlie Sheen. Of course, he's seen some good and bad days in the press. And you've always, you've had partnerships throughout. And you had a lot of, I remember going to your solo record release. I think it was called the Rainbow Room at the time in Hollywood. Yep. You were kind enough to invite us from 97.1 The Eagle to that. And you had all these. You had a lot of celebrity friends, especially from the Hollywood scene. Who are you running with these days? Who does Bret Michaels call celebrity friends? Just for those inquiring minds that want to know.
So let me say this: I consider all my friends my friends. Like if you come to my party, you will learn one thing. I want to make sure the only thing that matters is that you have a good time at my party. Obviously, I'm gonna have a good time, but my objective is to make sure you have a good time, no matter celebrity or not, right? But through the years, I've got to meet some great people. I went fishing down on Eric Stonestreet, who plays Cam on Modern Family. Cool. Couldn't be a nicer guy. Yeah. I spent the day fishing with him and a bunch of our first responders and officers and frontline workers, and we just went out there and treated them great. And we fished all day and hung out. And then, like I said, through the year, Charlie Sheen and me, I cannot tell you the amount of great times and good parties we had. And, it's like I said, a lot of it is just, for me, it's never mattered whether what they have or don't have. Mm-hmm. It's you treat them with people with respect, and then you keep the people around you that the chemistry's right, and the ones that just don't work, they sort of fade away, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But I've been fortunate to be blessed with a lot of just really great friends, and some of them are celebrities, but I like the person they are, and then it makes me like what they do as an actor or a musician.
Well, let me say this for a guy who, and I've met and kind of rubbed elbows with my share of celebrity. You are one of those guys you just spoke about. We already love you, but then we meet you in person, and it just levels you up because a lot of how they say you don't always want to meet your heroes. But
you said it. Let me say this. That I used to say that. I'm like, I love that person as a musician. I don't know if I want to meet him in case it goes bad.
Right.
So I've learned that if I just go up and I'm sincere, 99 out of 100 times it goes great. And once in a while, maybe they're having a bad day or something. Who knows? But like I said, I've been fortunate to meet a lot of. I just did a show with Pitbull and Flo Rida. And it was Bret Michaels, Pitbull, and Flo Rida, and we had the best time ever. Couldn't have been A Better Night, and then the next thing you know, I'm with Eric Church, Luke Bryan. I'm ready to do a show with Brooks and Dunn in the Carolinas, and you know what it is. My attitude is go in there to have a great time, and 9 times out of 10, that's what it is.
And that's one of the great things I love about you, Bret, personally, is that you came from that mid to late 80s glam rock scene, but they can't put you in a box. They can't keep you in a box, and it's fantastic. So again, we're talking to Bret Michaels, lead singer of Poison, and has a great body of solo work as well. And he just released a brand new song this last Wednesday called Back in the Day. I guess let's go ahead and unpack this. Now, you released the song. It came across my desk, put it on the air immediately. Also, that same day, released like a video premiere on your YouTube channel, and then even did like a Facebook Live. Now, let's go and talk about all that stuff as far as putting it out there. If you're anything like me, and you probably are because we're about the same generation, the older you get, the harder it is to kind of embrace that Facebook Live, live social media technology. I think I saw you on one Facebook Live where you were kind of like, hey, I don't do this often. What's that like, talking to your fans through a lens?
I got to be honest. First of all, I loved it. I was trying to answer all the questions. What's strange is I'm such a person-to-person. I'm a handshake, a hug, how you doing? So when you're just talking to the lens and questions, I want to make sure they feel like they're in the room with me. So I started out by welcoming everybody, and I was a little more comfortable in this when I got in there, and it's just the questions were flying by, and I'm trying to answer them, and I'm talking to them about life. Like, I've known a lot of these fans 3 or 4 generations a long time. Yeah. And honestly, I've embraced it. I think technology is amazing, but I still think you got to start by being a good person, a good soul. That's where it starts. And, going in there, I just went in with this attitude, look, we're going to talk about the song. So back in the day, I want to tell fans right now listening, please check out, go to your station, listen to the song, go to BretMichaels.com. You got to see the video, because I did this as a early MTV throwback with the green screen, never before seen childhood images. Yeah. Bringing it then to now. In other words, I'm a pay-it-forward guy. I don't always want to say glory days. I'm saying, look, this is where I started. This is where I'm at. And then it has pop-up captions. And we threw a couple Easter eggs in there that we're going to do as big contest prizes for the Party Girl tour as well.
Now, let me say this about the video, because, it's got a lot of great, and you say never seen stuff. I've been a fan for a long, long time, Bret. And over the years, you get to recognize certain images, there's the open up and say era and the look of the cat, and as a fan, you recognize the outfits and the hairdos and the photo shoots, whether it's going back to Hit Parade or Circus Magazine, and all these different media that your fans absorb over the years. But watching that video, I saw so many photos, and I expected to see many that I had already seen before, if that makes any sense. But I saw so many that I had never seen images of you and close family, close friends, ex-bandmates, just a really in-depth, intimate look into the early days of your career, which I thought was really special as a Poison and Bret Michaels fan.
Thank you. And that's what I took. I took a lot of the images, moving images, still images. I took it from the book, the Bret Michaels Autoscrapography, and I just said to people, I want them to see time-stamped images. So I'm telling the story. You see behind me on the green screen, we're telling the story of this youth and bringing it forward. Then you see the images of me racing dirt bikes, playing football, hanging with my friends, images of me all traveling the world. That I wanted to do images they haven't seen 1,000 times before, and show them sort of a behind the curtain glimpse into my life of growing up. And we got a great one of me when I was about 2 or 3 years old, playing my first ever guitar. I'm strumming it in front of the Christmas tree, going crazy. That's awesome. And then you see the next year with it. Then you see one with the guitar at the stadium show, and I believe that picture's from San Antonio or Dallas. I think it's San Antonio.
Very cool.
It was what a great, just tell people to really, the video's exploding.
Yeah.
People should check it out. Just go to BretMichaels.com and check out Back in the Day.
Now, let's talk about the song itself. Obviously, it's kind of a really cool, feel-good road trip anthem, as you're saying, and it just harkens to, the good old days of rock and roll. And I think that your longtime fans, so immediately, I reached out to my best friend who's up in Dallas. We've seen so many Poison shows and Bret Michaels shows over the years together. We literally, back in our day, would go to Sound Warehouse in Irving, Texas, and get your stuff on cassette, on Friday, payday, after, getting off our shift. Those are our memories. And so, here we are in our 50s now, and we're like, hey, Bret's got a brand new song. We're checking it out, across the miles and talking about it. And it just kind of gives you chills. And like we talked about before, it makes me feel 17 all over again. What was the inspiration of the song and the process of writing it and bringing it to us?
It is exactly this. It is a feel-good road trip anthem. Some of the stations have added it immediately, said we're getting such big response, it's making people feel good. In other words, that's what it's supposed to be. I wrote it with the feel of every time, and I'm talking up till today, I still get in my car and crank the music up with my kids, and we drive along the beach. We have a thing where it's all phones down, and it's singing music at the top of our lungs. Each of us gets a choice. You know what I mean? We throw up what we like. We sing. That's what this is. This is a feel-good road trip anthem. It is, and I can tell you this, for me, I need it. The world needs to feel hope, fun, that we can go back out. And I know, I want to say, that doesn't mean tough times don't exist. It doesn't mean we're going to go through tough times. It just means I need to wake up and just feel, like they say, the three keys: hope, faith, and love. If you can, through all we go through. But this song is just to give you a feel-good moment. And that's what the show I'm going to do with you all in San Antonio on Friday, February 17th, and what I'm going to bring in the Party Gras, that's what it's about. It's a Party Gras, Mardi Gras. And just, if it's a moment in your life to just feel good and look forward to, that's what the song Back in the Day is about, and that's what the concert's about.
Now, getting back to the song Back in the Day, for the gearheads out there, tell us about the recording process. Is it Bret Michaels Band? Did you have any, professional studio musicians? Give us a little behind-the-scenes look into actually, the arrangement and recording of it all.
The recording is just so amazingly simple. You write a song. I record it on my phone. I write it on the acoustic. I play it. Sometimes I set it to piano. The writing is raw. It's real. I get it right. And then I go in there with my solo band. I don't bring anybody in but my solo band. They come in. We're best friends. We go in. We write this. We record it. And we just lay it down. We start. We lay down a couple tracks. We go, that's great. Let's get to the vocals. And just keep the music as raw and real as we can keep it, so that it doesn't get lost in 290,000 mixes.
Right.
It's just raw and real, and I know that I can play it live.
Yeah, it'll translate live, absolutely. So that's a great that's a great opportunity to talk about the Bret Michaels Band, who you're bringing to San Antonio here very soon. Give them a quick shout out, what they do, and how you hooked up with these guys.
Absolutely. So Pete Evick is my music director and my best good buddy. And it's real simple. We got Proud Mary. She's on the drums. She is incredible. I mean, incredible. Sings, plays. It's amazing. We got Storm and Norman on the bass. We got Robbie Wild on the keyboards. But we so exist as a unit, going out there and just having a great time. And all of us together just laying down we're having a good time, and the fans are having a good time. And I said, when you come there that night on a Friday night, prepare to have fun, sing along to the hits, and that's what it's all about. We're going to throw in not just all the Poison hits and Bret Michaels hits, recent releases, but we're also going to throw in a couple covers so people can just be out there singing along with us.
Well, very good. Again, Bret Michaels Band going to be live in concert in San Antonio on Friday, February 17th, San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo at the AT&T Center. Get your tickets at sarodeo.com. More information at Bret Michaels' official website. Be sure and check out his YouTube. And let's go and quickly talk about your shop, because I know you can get VIP meet and greet tickets for the Party Gras tour and all kinds of merch. What new stuff is at the Bret Michaels shop?
So if you go to just simply go to Shop Bret Michaels. We have the best meet and greet ever. Everyone, as you know, you've experienced it. We treat people great. They come in, it's a handshake, a hug, how you doing, a few gifts, the gift bag that people get, and then some of them even go up to another level where they're on the side of the stage. I have a tiki hut that people can go up to. Hopefully they'll allow us to have it there. If not, it'll be out on the, when we do the amphitheaters and the arenas again. But it's just simply go to Shop Bret Michaels. But more importantly, for your ears, it costs nothing. Go check out the videos and the new music at my Bret Michaels YouTube channel and watch these videos. I put a lot of hard work into it, and hopefully people relate to it and enjoy it.
We absolutely do, and we cannot wait to see you and the guys live in San Antonio. So without further ado, man, let's get into the new song. And again, it's called Back in the Day. It's brand new by Bret Michaels and his band, and you're hearing it here on Uvalde Radio Rocks. Bret, is there anything else you need to get off your chest before we get into this great song?
I just want to tell you, all your listeners, everyone in San Antonio, everybody, just a happy new year. Thank you for such a great summer at the stadium tour, and thank you for the upcoming show, and just a lot of great years. We're all in this together, and we're just going to keep on rocking. So thank you, and here it is. This is called Back in the Day.
1, 2, 3, 4. Summertime.